Good morning, everyone. Okay, so hopefully all of my audio visuals are working fine. I was taken aback this morning. Oh no. Hold on. Okay. Is is it working now? Let's see. Okay. Okay, now I think my audio is working. So I was a little bit taken aback this morning because um my mouse ran out of charge. So right now I don't have a mouse. So it's like Um, we're gonna have to go without the mouse for maybe like 20 minutes until it finishes charging. Yeah. Happy Friday, everyone. It is a beautiful day. Oh man, it's like the last Friday of October. I feel like by this point, I'm kind of like getting, well, I'm not getting over the shock that we're almost done with the year. That's not true. I'm like still in shock that we've gone through most of 2020 already. Um, but I think I'm like finally starting to come to terms with the fact that we're almost at the end of 2020. Um, yeah, like no longer am I like, oh my God, how is there only a few months left? And now I'm like, all right, let's just get through November and December, and then we'll get to 2021, and then we'll figure it out from there. Um, Good morning, hi Alice, hi. Thanks for joining. Super happy to see you in the chat. I'll be honest, I'm pretty low energy today. Like I'm feeling really, really tired. I think this is just like the continuation of the conversation of my body just isn't like it used to be. Like I can't work it too hard anymore. Yesterday I took like the evening off. That felt great. But I think there's like still more relaxing I need to do until I'm like back to where I should be. So I'm pretty tired this morning. And then I wasn't able to get up earlier this morning. Like, I've been wanting to get up earlier, but I haven't been able to get up earlier today either. So, um, yeah, I'm pretty tired. So, it's probably going to be a low energy stream today. But I do have some things that I'm hoping to get done. Um, So the first thing, there's two stories that I want to work on. Um, so the first thing is, oh man, my laptop is like going even louder than usual. And I wonder if that's like, I wonder why. Ooh, but also new mug. Um, it's a very pretty mug, by a friend, uh, who's really amazing. Like ceramicist, is that the word? She has like so many different hobbies. But yeah, really pretty mug. Um, what are the two things I'm working on today? So there's two stories. One about, wow, words in the morning, brain function in the morning. One that is about words in brain. Um, okay, yeah. Okay, so one that is about provisional ballots. So when you go vote somewhere in person and then they like either can't find your record or you went to the wrong precinct or um and then you vote a provisional ballot and then once you can like provide whatever documentation you need or whatever it is, then it gets counted. And so today I wanted to work on the design for that. And the rough story outline is something along the lines of um, like, here's all the ways that, like you might have to vote a provisional ballot, like try your best to avoid these, but if it does happen, like, don't worry, like vast majority of these ballots get counted, so don't worry at all, is like kind of the arc of the story. So that's the first one, and then there's another one that I'm really interested in about the campaign finances, actually. So something that I learned from this project is that money does not guarantee win at like the presidential level. Um, like just because you've raised more money does not necessarily guarantee a win. Or have spent more money or have more money does not necessarily guarantee a win. And from what I've learned, and like from my understanding, that's because um, a lot of um, I guess, well, so at the presidential level, money does not guarantee winning, but at the like state and local level, um, money is very closely tied to being able to win a campaign or win an election. And the understanding I have is that at the local level, the state and local level, money is the difference between like being able to like buy ads and have campaign staff that like kind of like so it's the difference between being able to get your name out there versus just like remaining unknown. And so that's why money is like really really important at the local level. And but at the national level, because you get so much press coverage and media coverage, it's like almost like overwhelming. So I guess having more money to do ads and stuff doesn't necessarily help you anymore. Um, so that's kind of, so I'm curious about like looking at the state level and kind of like the congressional level of like where, like, first of all, is that theory true at the national level? Or sorry, um, is that theory true for like all state elections, like majority of the state elections around the country? Um, is that true, first of all? And then, second, if it is true, like at what level of elections does that stop becoming true? Like, if at the local and state level, like money guarantees a win, like, does that stop becoming true at the congressional level, or does it stop becoming true at like the presidential level? Um, Not 100% sure about like the conclusion takeaway from there. Well, no. The conclusion slash takeaway is like, a continuation of the like, uh, just your money goes a lot further, in at the, uh, like if you were to donate, your money goes a lot further at the state level. So that's the second story. So for the first story, I wanted to like figure out some designs, and then for the second story, I was thinking of exploring the data a little bit to figure out what the visual should be. So yeah, I guess we should just get started. Ooh, before we get started, a quick question of what everybody's like weekend plans are, because it's Halloween weekend. What day is it today? Today's 30th. Oh my god, tomorrow is Halloween. I have not thought about this at all. um wow. Oh man, tomorrow's Halloween. I uh I have zero plans for Halloween. Um yeah, I don't think I have any plans. Oh, yeah, I don't have any plans for Halloween other than working on this project. Um very much looking forward to after the election, when I don't feel so stressed about putting out stories on a schedule. Like after the election, I think I can let the pace up a little bit. But yeah, but right now I think I want to get out these two more stories before election day. Um, and then, so I have no plans this weekend. I know of plans this weekend that I'm not going to be able to attend, and I'll be really sad. But anyways, I'd love to hear about what your plans are for Halloween weekend. Okay, so to get started, um, let's go back to the Eve's Explorer. So, one of the things that I built into the Eve's Explorer is like ability to explore parts of a whole. So, I should do 2016 for all of them. It's so awkward feeling without my mouse or my, yeah. Ooh, once I have my mouse charged, I do also want to explore this one. This is, oh wait, no, not this. Yeah, this one, which is Waves of Interest. And it is between Google News Labs and Truth and Beauty. Ooh, I hope. And so I'm curious about, this is for, Google search interest in US election years. So I am curious about kind of, the terms that they selected. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna explore this later. But, hmm, ooh, yeah. Okay, so we got demographic data for 2016. So I want to see parts of a whole. Oh yeah, so provisional ballots. Let me see. So rejected provisional ballots. Actually, this total participation is also interesting. Also, vast majority of people still vote on election day, at least for 2016. And then early voting by mail. Provisional ballot was like a pretty small part of it on in 2016. Okay, let's look at provisional ballots. Let's see, rejected provisional ballots and the reasons that they were rejected. Hmm. Hmm. So the vast majority of people that whose provisional ballots got rejected was because they were not registered. So that was about 250K in 2016. And then some that went to the wrong precinct or wrong jurisdiction. That is also a reason that they got rejected. Or the ballot was incomplete, or they already voted, I think absentee or something like that. No signature, ballot missing, no matching signature. Interesting that this non-matching signature is much smaller one as compared to like with the mail-in Like mail-in ballots that were rejected, the vast majority were because of non-matching signature. So it was not registered. North Carolina. Interesting. North Carolina, California. This is not registered divided by registered voters. Really. Not registered. What should the denominator be? Non-registered divided by... What by the total? Wow, I can't remember. Can't remember my code. Value, count. So, should it be with registered voters? Should the bottom be registered voters? Okay. Oh. Wait. Alright. This is one of those cases where I don't remember my own code. Okay. So what I was trying to figure out is right now I'm showing the ratio where the denominator is the number of registered voters, but I think I want to show the ratio of each state or each county where the denominator is the total ballots rejected. So that value is E2. Okay, so the whole, let me get the whole is equal to that did not work. wait. Why is it undefined? Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna try and fix that right now. It's not actually that important to what I'm trying to do. Okay. So I don't think that there's. I was gonna see. So the reason why I'm looking at these states is because I was gonna see if there's any sort of like things that we need to know at the state level. Since this is the aggregate at the country level, I was thinking like, do I need to like pay attention to any specific state or anything like that? But I don't. It doesn't seem like it. Or at least if we do. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really simple story of just here are all the reasons why provisional ballots were rejected. Well, there's probably something in here that we could probably. I'm very curious about this not registered part of like, there's like 250,000 people that showed up at the polling booth thinking they were registered and finding out that they weren't. So I feel like that is pretty suspect, but wow, so many in LA County. But yeah, I don't think that's something I want to delve into in this story. So then the next thing I want to know is like why someone might get provisional ballots. Ooh, this Google Doodle was super fun to play yesterday. Okay. Oh, hello, Ancient Insan. Um, I've had proper sleep. Mm, not, it hasn't been the greatest, but I've had more sleep since. And then actually, we tried the turmeric and milk suggestion you've had. We actually tried it like a few more times since then. We have one, we tried it with like whole milk and we tried it with coconut milk. It was really good. So thank you for that suggestion. Yeah. Okay. I think my mouse should hopefully be charged enough by now. I'm having pumpkin bread for breakfast. I woke up like 30 minutes before the stream. Oh no, battery level is still only 10%. Is it being charged? The only frustrating thing about these is that like you can't really tell if they're being charged or not. What if it hasn't been charging this whole time? That'd be also very frustrating. Hmm. Yeah, good morning. Is it morning for you too? Okay, so pretty straightforward story. Let's get the iPad over here. Oh wow, 11:30 p.m. Where is that? All right, we're gonna go to the iPad. Oh, this software. Um, this one is a online platform called Observable. And it's kind of like Jupyter Notebooks, but online, and all the cells are reactive, and it's geared towards like front end development and especially like data analysis and data visualization. So I use it a lot for like exploring data um, and also like trying out different prototypes of visualizations. So yeah, that's what I use this for. Thanks, Alice. Alice says observable is cool. Yeah, indeed. And these charts I use for exploration is uh, a JavaScript library called Vega Lite. Yeah, so that's what I use. Yay! Oh man, I need to. Yeah. I need to draw the other emotes. I'm so excited about them. I just haven't had a chance to. Oh yeah. Um. Yep. That's my laptop right now. I need to draw 3 more emotes. I'll do that soon. Um. Yeah. It's Ancient Insan says it looks beautiful. Thank you. I cannot take credit for any of this because I just this is all Vega Light. I just told it some colors. Okay, let's get out my iPad. That is some real slow charting. Hmm. Alright, good thing we're going to be majority using my iPad today, hopefully. Let's see. Okay, so oh my god, it's the last Friday of October. It's the second to last day of October. Sometimes I'm like, how did we get here? I don't know if other people are ever questioning that. Okay, so the first story is provisional ballots. And the two main points that I want to make is one, that the most common reasons for rejection, well, I guess the first thing I want to do is explain what provisional ballots are for the story. Oh, since we last, I keep trying to go to like my mouse, and my mouse is not there, and it's charging, and it's like throwing me off. So since we last talked on Wednesday, I published this one, which I had a lot of fun doing, but I don't think my conclusion was that great. But it's essentially, the premise of the story was, if you have some money that you can donate to a campaign, where should it go for the biggest impact? So then it's like one of those, if a pixel represents like $100, this whole image is $145 million. So as of this month, with the two presidential campaigns, one of them has raised $533 million, which is a number that I cannot wrap my mind around. And the other one has raised $952 million. And then the rest of the story is about how at the state level, like it's a fraction, the campaign funds are like literally a fraction, a tiny fraction of the presidential campaigns, and so your $100 would go much further in any of their campaigns. I really liked the premise of this story, but I don't think I did a very good job on this slide. I don't think I did a very good job on the conclusion, which I'm a little bit sad about. But if I have the time, I might go back and redo this last slide. Although I don't think I can. Like re-upload just like one image. So I don't know. That was the last story I did. And then today's story is going to be about provisional ballots because it's almost election day. So first, explain provisional ballots. Because before this project, I didn't know that that was a thing. And so that is records so it records a vote where there are questions about voters' eligibility before it can get counted. Then let's present the most common reasons for provisional ballot to get rejected. And then finally say, but look, it's majority of ballots still get counted. So go vote. So yeah, that's the three things. I was thinking about fitting this into one page, just like one page explainer. So what I was considering was having it, because it's not that many things. Hello, Disc Dino. How are you? Good afternoon to you. It is Friday. I'm very happy that it's Friday. Kind of tired. Yeah, just trying to get two more stories out before the election, and then after the election, I think I'm gonna ease up on the pace of these stories a bit. Still probably gonna keep doing these stories for a few more weeks after the election because I think there's like interesting things to cover. And then I'm thinking of keeping it going for 2 or 3 more weeks after the election, and then after that, it might be a cadence of like anytime there's like interesting data or interesting stories, then maybe like doing a story then. So yeah, that's the plan. I drink tea. Yeah, I really like drinking tea. So yeah, so for data after the elections, well, it depends, I guess, on what data you're talking about. So certainly there's data around like the election results themselves. And then about like 6 months later, so like right after the election, there will be data about our regressions. I don't think we did any regressions. Um, but yeah, so right after the election, there should be a lot of data that's like the results. I think it would just be like count, like it would just be kind of it would probably just be like party and number and stuff like that. And then apparently about 6 months later, then we can know like the count as well as kind of like the demographic data around the voting numbers. So I think that's the one that I'm most interested in. And actually, we're actually getting data around that for early voting. So this is something interesting I learned yesterday, which is for data that is available. And this is not actually publicly available. So I was lucky enough to get in touch with an organization that I might get to partner with, and then they're sharing their data with us, but it can't be publicly shared because the data is from like kind of like private like third party organizations that they like bought access to, so they're like allowed to share the data with like kind of like private researchers, which I guess I can count as. but it's not allowed to be like shared publicly. But what I learned about that data is apparently you can have like they have a lot of information on kind of like the demographics of people that early voted, but the demographics of people that vote on election day does not come out until like 6 months later, which is really interesting to me. I don't know why that is. Um, I wonder if it's because historically uh, there have been much less people that voted early voting versus election day, and that's why they have that system in place of like, um, oh, they were saying that it's also because like the states report that data, and so it takes them a while to report like um, the demographic data is from like apparently from voter files, so um, so that like that data states do not offer until like 6 days later for election day, um, but do already offer for early voting. I don't know. No, it's not Palantir. Um, so apparently, I'm starting to learn about these. Oh, I still can't remember one of their names. So one of the data providers, I can never remember their name, and they have kind of information on voter files, and then the other one that like aggregates live results for election night is the AP, the Associated Press one, and that one, like that's the one that they kind of like have access to because they've paid for, and they're not allowed to give like public access to the actual live data. But then if I like create as in like a quote unquote independent researcher that like collaborate and create something with them with the organization, then I'm allowed to use their like their license of the AP data. It's my understanding. Just like legal legal implications of using data that was privately aggregated, I guess. It's very interesting. Um, okay, so what I'm thinking is because oh work like that wait what work like what um this Sino sounds it seems fun. Um oh independent researcher. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure there's people that make that work. Like um uh to have yeah, to be an independent researcher. I'm sure there are people that like um because I feel like researchers I usually think of as being associated somewhere, but I'm sure there are people that kind of like go from place to place as like an independent researcher. Yeah, that does sound cool. Um, okay, so I think in the interest of keeping it simple, what I'm gonna do is hmm. Okay, the current plan I have is I want to keep it. I keep saying this. I want to keep it simple, and the reason is I feel like really the only really important ones are the not registered, which seems to be like majority, not registered. And then there's some that like went to the wrong, essentially the wrong polling booth, wrong jurisdiction. Yeah, wrong precinct slash. So you just like went to the wrong place. And then the rest is like there's no signature, or they already voted, or their ballot is missing. So I feel like already voted might be a good one to point out, of like if you already like, you know, asked for, like if you already did mail in or something. But that's actually okay because that means that their ballot or like did get counted. So I think that's okay. I wonder how much. So I'm gonna. Okay, so out of the states, I'm trying to decide which one of these ones are important to highlight. I'm like very confused as to how your ballot could be missing if you went and voted at a polling location. Like how do you get to a polling booth, vote, but your ballot is missing? That, I don't know how that's okay. Anyways, then yeah, then there's no ID, non-matching signature, ballot missing. I'm trying to decide which one of these would be important to point out as like a don't make this mistake. But just call everything else other for now. Then what I want to show is that this is actually just a very small part of the provisional ballots. So this is the rejected So I think I have an idea, actually. Let me bring this to the other. Yeah, I don't think I have enough room down here to. Yeah. Okay, actually. Let's do it this way. Missing ballots, non-matching signature, and wrong jurisdictions should be highlighted. They will be important this year. Yeah, actually, I think what I might do is split it into two images. The first one has these bigger ones, and then the second one I think maybe can be the others. So like I think maybe it's that the first slide explains these reasons, and then you slide one more, and then it shows some of the other reasons, and then we can go into the other reasons. Although I don't know what to say for like if they get rejected because they're not registered. Like, what do you? Actually, let's take a look at the original Eve's, the handbook, and see what they say about not registered. Okay, so 31. Okay. All right, provisional ballots. Rejected ballots. Oh no. Okay, okay. Ah, okay, okay. Ooh, look at all these different things. Why do I not have... Okay, voter not registered in the state. Voter registered in state but attempted to vote in the wrong... Okay, so this one is voter not registered in the state. Ah, so not registered is actually voter not registered in the state. Okay. Okay, so not registered in the state. So if they're not registered in the state, what can they even do? I guess the only thing is like check to see if your state has same day registration. I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I think the way that I'm gonna go about this is, so if this is the first, if this side is the first slide, then I'll have something like, you know, because then there is also oh no. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so this is the number of rejected ballots. 591,000. Huh. And this is the number of counted full ballots. So then here I can be like counted and then this one could be part of ballot. And then I can also say, here's like a breakdown of the others. So and then the others would be missing ballots. Again, I have questions. How do you misplace your ballot when you're at the polling location? How does that happen? Envelope and our ballot was incomplete or illegible. Okay. No, this is purely provisional ballots. So this is they showed up at the polling booth and then there was something about their voting eligibility that got questioned, and so they had to vote a provisional ballot. So they're already at the polling location. That's why I'm like, how are you at the polling location, voted, like presumably you filled in the ballot, and then it's like missing from the envelope. But also polling locations, I thought most of them were like voting machines. So, can you tell that I've never actually voted in person? I've only ever voted like absentee mail because I don't like lines and I don't like crowds. So I'm like, how? I don't actually know how to vote in person. Um, Interesting. Fractal Dream says, could it be that the ballot may have gotten stuck to another one and or scanned incorrectly? Interesting. Um, oh, hi, Will. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. I'm working on another story for my election project. And right now we're working on provisional ballots and the reasons that they got rejected in 2016. And so right now, I'm just like scratching my head, being like, how do you show up to the polling booth and then, yeah, and then have your ballot missing? And Fractal King Dream is like, maybe it got stuck to another one. But it's like, it says it's ballot missing from the envelope. Like ballot, it says ballot missing from the envelope. So like you showed they showed up at the polling booth, they filled in their ballot, and then they did not put it in the envelope, and then they gave it back. Like then they submitted it. I don't know. I should stop obsessing over this one. Um, the only reason why I'm like trying to figure them out is because I'm trying to like from the story perspective, like I'm trying to be like, don't do this. Like I'm trying to give like a this is how you avoid this situation. Um or like this could be how you avoid like, like you could avoid it like this. Um so I'm like trying my best to like give helpful tips. Uh is the reason so that's why I'm trying to like understand this. And currently, I'm just not understanding how this happens to be like, this is how you can avoid this. Um, ooh, Will says, yeah, I just dropped off my ballot last week and they asked me like 5 times if I remember to use the secrecy envelope and sign it. Well, I can't remember which state you live in. So I didn't know that you have a secrecy envelope. Because I know that one of the common ways that like mail-in ballots get rejected is if you don't use the right envelope. So I think it's the envelope that the like ballot comes in that you have to use when you like turn it back in. Um, I'm My goal for this weekend is to fill in my ballot and drop it off. That's my goal. Um, yeah. So apparently for 2016, um, missing ballot was 8,700. Um, oh, wow, that's interesting. Will says, ooh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a big deal this year. Though, is it a big deal every year? I feel like Pennsylvania is often a big deal. Um, California is never a big deal. Gonna vote anyways, but California is never a big deal. Um, Pennsylvania, there's two envelopes. You put your ballot in a plain secrecy envelope. Yeah, I don't think we have that. I don't think so. Then put that envelope in an official mailer envelope that you sign. That is complicated. That is complicated. Um, yeah, no wonder they like asked you 5 times. That could be like something you like forget quite easily. Just I know, Will says that Pennsylvania is a big deal every year. It's always a battleground. Like every year we switch them. I didn't know that. Can you tell this is the first year I paid a lot of attention to the election? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, ballot missing is about 8,000. Um, and yeah, and then whereas like not registered is like 250,000. So It's like quite a bit of scale difference. But yeah, so it's not, I mean, and then this is at the national level. Although there are plenty of states that don't report these numbers, so it could be that, like, in some states where they haven't reported, you know, it might be that some of these numbers are larger and we never know. But I do think that some of these are worth mentioning. So let's see. The incomplete ballot was incomplete and or illegible. That one also confuses me. Anyways, then, oh, Will, I saw a very brief, like, I think I saw, like, a tweet from you very briefly, like right before I went to sleep one of the nights. And then I forgot to look into it, but I think it was like Nicholas had a comment about one of your latest projects, and how it was really I think he was mentioning the scroll to, like when with the project, when you scrolled, like it rotated, the visualization rotated. Was that it? That looked really cool, but then I didn't have a chance to dig into it more. Actually, maybe we can take a look. Ah, yeah. Oh, cool. Well, not well, the subject isn't, that's the subject is not cool. Sorry, but the visualization is cool. Ah. Well, this is beautiful. Oh, I didn't know they recycle every 6 years. Was this like a personal project or? Oh, wow. Wait, hold on. Did I miss that? Click the zoom button. Ah, I see, I see. Okay, sorry. I'm not doing a good job representing your visualization right now because my laptop is. Whoa! So right now I'm scrolling. Ah, this is so cool. Sorry, I'm just my laptop is like freaking out. So whenever this happens, like whenever I have OBS on, my laptop doesn't render animations all that well. So I'm sorry about the fact that I'm currently not representing this well. This is so cool. Okay, wait, hold on. I think I missed a legend though. Um, oh no, oh no, oh no. Laptop, calm down, calm down. Okay. Hurricane Dora. Wow, that's a lot of damage. I think I missed a legend. Oh, there we go. How to read it. Oh, this is beautifully done, Will. Is this with D3 or did you code it with something else? Storm strength and regions affected. Area not affected. Tropical depression. Ooh. Ah, tropical depression, tropical storm. Eastern seaboard. Wait, Mexico and Central America. Oh. Okay, so this is like it um this is where. That's cool. So this is, oh man, number of deaths and then year of storm. Okay. Previous occurrence of this hurricane name. Okay. Storm made landfall, storm did not make landfall. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Um Oh, brilliant. That's so cool. Um, which Siam uh sorry month sorry which month is it that Siam published it? That's so cool. Wait, has it already been published or is it gonna be published? Yeah, congratulations. This is so cool. Oh, it was a while ago then, huh? Oh, I think it's that I'm using like a unconventional screen size, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, well, this is so cool. This is so exciting. Do I remember it correctly that you're freelancing or do you work for someone right now? Um, this is super cool. Okay. This legend is also really beautiful. The sizing might also be because have I currently have my browser zoomed in a lot, like my page zoomed in a lot for the stream. So that's also probably why like what's messing it up a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's messed up at all. It's beautiful. So this is the and that's why the scroll to rotate must be so good in mobile. I missed what this was supposed to be. This little thicker line. Huh. Yeah, not a happy topic, but beautifully done. Actually, it's a very interesting topic. That visualization is beautiful. Mm. Wow. Concept research, story copywriting, design, and development were done by Will Chase. Yeah, it's amazing. Behind the scenes, making a blog post. Oh, yeah, and then your newsletter. Did I sign up for that? I thought I signed up for that. Amazing. I love this. All right, I'm not gonna subscribe right now because I don't like sharing my email on a live stream, but ooh, this drop cap. Oh, I see. I was gonna ask you where the visual inspiration from this came from. But then I figured you will have a making of blog post, and indeed you do. And indeed you do give your visual inspiration. Ooh, I love this. I love the amount of math. That always makes me so it always makes me so happy. Just like when people are showing the amount of math that goes into visualizations. I mean, none of them is like super complex math. They're just like a lot of math that goes into visualization. That always surprised me when I first started. Ooh, I love this consideration for different screens. Like I really appreciate like your attention to detail here. Like it shows. Um, ooh. Will and Nicholas both have such great like behind the scenes posts. Oh wow. This is beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for sharing this, Will. It really cheered me up because I'm pretty tired today, so it was pretty low energy, but this really cheered me up. I'm glad. Thanks for dropping in and also sharing this. Um, you work full time, but also a freelance part time. That must be really busy. Um, Well, it says never. I never accounted for zooming of the screen. Yeah, no, it's I totally understand because it's such like small things. Um, yeah, I appreciate that. I love that thought process of the radio chart, the big radio chart, working well on web and um. I agree. Trigonometry is hard. Um, I still remember like distinctly in high school in my trig class thinking to myself, and this is so funny because I don't think I felt this way about like algebra or geometry or anything like algebra and geometry. I felt like I was like, yeah, like I can kind of see how like I might use this in other aspects of my life. But I distinctly remember in trig class being like, when would I ever use this in real life? Like, when would I ever use this in adulthood? And then lo and behold, the first thing I had to do out of college at my new job. Actually, I don't think it was, it might have been a side project. It was like, and then I went through college and half of high school not remembering any trigonometry. And then the first job I had, or the first side project I decided to do out of college, I was like, SOHCAHTOA. Couldn't remember SOHCAHTOA. Um, but hello, Gilliam. Thanks for joining today. Yes, my laptop is suffering more than usual. Um, but ooh, Fractal King and Dream says I was a poll worker. Ah, counted mail-in ballots this year, and I was just amazed at how much the processes for handling ballots differ between townships. They all have different resource levels. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for working as a poll worker. Um, yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the things I'm really learning from this project of like how fragile um the whole election process is because like each state has their own process and then I guess each township or like jurisdiction have their own process and like I liked EJ Fox. He does Coding with Fire stream with Ian and Johnson. Then he has like a blog post that's called like things I've learned about elections, and I like what he says. He used to work at MSNBC covering elections, and he says I like how he starts a blog post by saying. Many elections are run locally by someone you should mentally picture as your well-meaning aunt. The sheer scale of such an operation is astounding. Yeah, I like that description. Picture as your well-meaning aunt. It's true, 100%. No, let's see. Will says, yes, you did just start stream my new dataviz project. Plug my Twitch if people want more of this stuff. Yeah. What's your regular Twitch schedule, Will? Been meaning to drop in, but let me laptop, you can do it. Come on. Oh, you just streamed. Okay. Where's the follow button? Laptop, you can do it. Come on. Follow. Whoa, your start screen is cool. Ooh, do I get notifications? Oh, I already get notifications. Cool. What is your schedule? Thursday, 6 p.m. Oh, and then Saturday, wait. And then Saturday, this is your 7:30 p.m. then. Cool. Oh, oh no, did the stream cut out? It says on mine that I seem to be seeing an error. Is everybody else seeing an error? Okay, now it's back. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna make a promise that after this election project, I'm gonna look into setting up a streaming PC for this, and then I think, okay, so making a pledge that after this election project, I'm gonna invest some time into looking into a PC streaming setup, and then I might be able to, yeah, that's my pledge after this project. I wonder if it's, well, so my OBS says that my status is still green, but on my Twitch I am seeing that there was an error. So I've seen this once before too, and I'm not sure if it's my laptop or if it's like my internet should be fine. My internet seems to be going fine, so I don't know. Andrelema says, I always see errors, but that's another problem. Is the introduction for object-oriented programming, or did I get the wrong class? Yeah, I have not talked about object-oriented programming ever. That was a very long time ago when I took a class on that. So no, this stream would not talk about object-oriented programming. Yeah. Okay, so this is Will's. Wonder if. Oh. Never mind. Okay, so that was Will's Twitch account. If you're interested in more of his work, which I think we all would be. And let's finish up my thought process here. Okay, so there is. We did? We talked about object-oriented programming? When did we do that? I don't remember this at all. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, as another part of the pledge, after this project, I'll not only look into a PC for streaming, I'll also look into Discord, and Gilliam, I promise you, I will look into Nightbot commands for the stream. That is my pledge. Let's see. And emotes. I owe you all emotes. Lots of emotes. Okay, so then I was in the middle of figuring out what others to highlight. So I think I wanted to show Andrelamus asks how I find interesting data to do things with, mainly for fun things and not job and stuff. So for me, I tend to go the approach of like as I'm going through daily life, if there's like something that like I find extremely interesting, then that develops into a curiosity. And then I go out and try and find data for that curiosity. Especially for like fun pop culture things, like it's usually available somewhere on the internet. And my one pro tip for trying to find data sets, like if you feel like that data should be out there somewhere, it probably is. And the way that I found really nice cleaned data is by searching, like Googling for whatever that, like whatever term I'm trying to search for, and then adding GitHub to the end. And there have been like many, not, it's not always a success, but like I have had enough times where I would like search for something and add GitHub and find this like really nicely well cleaned CSV or JSON in someone's repo of the exact data set I'm looking for, or almost the exact data set that I'm looking for. Yeah, good times. So other than that, like for data collection, I usually go the route of APIs if they have them, manual entries sometimes if I can like figure out the data to manually enter. Um, and yeah, like sometimes I'll find it in someone's GitHub repo, and then I'll like mention that in my project. Um, and then what else? Ooh, recently I've been really fascinated by this idea of creating a visualization or a data story that is also data collection. And I think the pudding does this really well, where they'll like give a really interesting kind of data story, and they'll be like, oh, like where do you fit into like this data set? And then that will, and then people will like um, kind of like volunteer that information. So I think they did one that was like about generational gaps in music, I think, or like like gaps in music knowledge between generations. And then so they like presented this super interesting like, oh, um, like here's the songs that were the most popular. I think it was presented something like enter your birth year. How did they present it? It was such an interesting format. Like enter your birth year. Then these are the songs that you should, that were like the top like chart breakers of your decade or something, or like of your decade when you were a teenager or something like that. And then I think like they'll play the song, like a clip of the song, and then I think you say like, and then I think you, and then I think it's like multiple choice, and you say like, this is the song, and you're supposed to like choose the correct song name, I think. And then from there on, they can calculate like how often you knew the song or not, and then be like, so this is how well you did compared to other people in your generation. And then that was the way they like collected all of this information about like actually actually be able to collect people's like birth year and their song knowledge. And then I think they turned that into another visualization. So I thought that was such an interesting like data collection method. Um, but oh, that's right, Gilliam. Gilliam, in terms of OOP, Gilliam says there was this one time you were wondering what functional versus imperative or whatnot. Oh no, I've forgotten again. Um, Angelimus says I accept all pronunciations. Although, so I personally like it when it's like curiosity that leads to collecting a data set. I love the process of like figuring out um, like how to turn that curiosity into like potential data sets and like collecting them. But I know that there's plenty of people that like find the data set first. So I think there's someone that sends out really interesting collections of data sets. Um, um, what are there? What was that list called? I can't remember. There's a, oh gosh, data is plural. That is the website. So that website is known for just like aggregating interesting data sets. Oh, not website. It's a tiny letter. Well, not. Wait, no. View letter archive. Archive. No, stop. Sorry. Stop. View letter archive. Yeah. So then it has a lot. And then I think it's, yeah, every week or so we send out like a collection of very interesting data sets. And I can imagine that like if you start just like, flagging the ones in here that you find really interesting, there's like a potentially interesting, I'm sure there's like a potentially interesting project in here too. Yeah, me too. I love the idea of data is plural, but I find that I never end up using any of the data sets in data is plural because of the way that I tend to think about data collection. So like I never really, yeah, I never personally really, like if I think of it as like from curiosity to data set, I personally very rarely go from data set to curiosity. So that's the only thing. Um, Oh yeah, Childish Bambino already had a guest. Data is plural. Um. Hello. Welcome back in, Michael Michael Alcathane. Welcome back in. Happy Friday indeed. I hope things are lovely in Dublin. Love that tip to add GitHub in search terms. Yeah, that was something I learned across many personal projects where, because sometimes like if you always go from curiosity to the data set, then there isn't always a nice data set out there. So learn that across many attempts at data collection and gathering. um, Verifiable sources are nice indeed. Yeah, and Michael Alkbane says, how does one verify a source? Let's see. um, yeah, Gillian says, in the context of person sharing the project, at least one level of sources should be public. Um, yeah, so I'm not as precious with this when it's like kind of like pop culture things, like you know the visualization on Hamilton. Um, that one I found the lyrics in someone's GitHub repo, and I think I mentioned it in my write up about that repo. But like to me personally, I think things like that, like things like Hamilton lyrics, I'm not as like stressed about putting in the methodology or like putting in the sources. Because I feel like I don't think I'll mislead anyone into anything with like most pop culture things. Like unless I mean, I wouldn't put out anything that I guess would be harmful to others when it comes to pop culture. Um, like fun topics, I'm not too stressed about like getting a methodology in there or anything. But for much more serious topics like this one, like the election, I'm very conscious about only going with like very reputable sources. I mean, as reputable as the US government could be. So I'm trying my best to like keep the data sources um, as like one of like either from the US government or ProPublica. I respect a lot as a great data source. I've used something called an organization called Follow the Money, which I've heard is a very reputable source. So I've been trying to keep all of my sources to like very reputable sources. Yeah. Yeah, Childish Bambino had the right guess. Data is plural. Um, yeah. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of similar to the scientific process, or not the scientific, like how research is, like scientific research is all about peer reviewing. Um, trying my best to put in a methodology that kind of talks about how we arrived at the data set that we're using. And also, really important to kind of mention, I think it's the most important in these sorts of topics to mention the limitations of the data set. So I know most people don't read the methodology, but I try my best to put in like where there's data missing. Sometimes that's like important enough to be part of the story, but oftentimes, like I think putting it in the methodology is good. To be like, for example, the data set I use often for this project, the Eves data set. There's a lot of states that don't report this information, so I try my best to like highlight that. Um, Fractal King of Your Dreams says, "I love data is plural." Mm. Oh no. Ooh, okay, hold on. Time to offer a phonetic spelling of my names. Sometimes I'm not sure myself I'm pronouncing it right, but Miho Okajon. Oh no, is about right. Oh no. Okay. Miho. I'm sorry. Even, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, um, even if you do give uh, the phonetic spelling. Oh gosh, I hope I remember this. If I don't remember it, please remind me. Miho o Cal. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call you Miho. I'm sorry for butchering your name. Um. He says surely there's. Really, Miho. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to remember that. Miho. Um. Miho o Calhoun. Calhoun. Killiam says, surely there's always that one person who would love to argue methodology with you on your trivial projects and you're robbing them of the opportunity. Why? mm. Mihal says, what could possibly go wrong with using US government data? Haha! That's why I said, as far as you can trust US government data. I mean, you know, need to also be careful with those. But, um, yeah, yeah. But at least the source is like you should be able to trust that the source, that US government wouldn't intentionally mess with the data. I think that's as far as we can hope for. There's like certainly a lot of data entry problems and there's also certainly a lot of like missing data problems, but as like I think there's a certain amount of confidence in believing that with government data, if they provide the data, they're not trying to provide data that they've like messed with. That's the hope. Um. Oh yeah, fractal keen dream. I haven't looked at U.S. Treasury fiscal data, but I have started looking at like FEC data for like campaign finances. That's interesting. That's fascinating. Um. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So I think what we were saying is, let's say the no signature one. Let's do no signature and none. There's also ballot missing. Non-matching signature. Let's do those. Oh, wait, you can't see what I'm doing. So, yeah. And then one last thing I wanted to do was figure out kind of coloring of these. So I feel like for the counted full ballot, I think I wanted to be completely filled. And then I think what I can do with partial ballot is like this. And then with rejected ballots, maybe it's orange. Maybe. And then how do I want to, or actually maybe I want to also do this because technically speaking they weren't counted. I suppose if you say that it's not counted, then maybe it should just not be filled at all. So then, oh, also, what's interesting is that I don't think this actually um is this how I want it to look visually? Oh no. I am seeing chat. Um but wow, I'm having a lot of trouble with the stream today. Huh. I can see your chat as at least I can see the last comment I see is Mihal saying that sounds painful, but that's the last one I see. I'm curious about what happened to Hacktoberfest this year. So right now, okay. So I guess it's that my video. There seems to be some. I seem to be having some trouble with my stream, and then my stream's connection to my like OBS's connection to Twitch. It seems. Or there seems to be somewhere along the line for the chat. It seems to be broken, because then I guess I think I'm using Stream Elements for that chat overlay. So between Twitch Stream Elements and OBS, somewhere in that line, something is broken. But actually, the one last thing that I'm trying to figure out is the treatment for other. Well, yeah, that's my poor 2015 MacBook Pro every single time. Um, that's why I even drew a little burning laptop icon. Um, yeah, so that's why I was saying earlier that I'm probably just gonna buy a PC. Oh, Gilliam says this year's Hacktoberfest was a call to improve public GitHub projects and either win a short shirt or have the sponsor plant a tree instead. The result is that a lot of people created typos and readmes everywhere in an effort to get their quota of pull requests. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hmm. I feel like typos everywhere for pull requests is not. Wait, a shirt is not worth typos everywhere. So, still trying to figure out how to break down other. Maybe I should do to denote that these are other. Hmm. Okay, I guess I'll come up with something. Yeah, Fractal Keen Dream. I feel that pull. If I feel like the only reason why I haven't switched to a PC is because I'm locked in because I have a MacBook, an iPad, and an iPhone. I'm just like locked into their system. But also, I think when I first made the switch, it's like 10 years ago. Wow, 9 years ago. And that's because I found programming on a PC to be so painful. Um, and that's why I switched to a Mac. So I don't know if like coding on a PC is much easier now. I just remember there wasn't like terminal. I had to like I just found everything to be really painful trying to code on a PC. And it was so much easier on a Mac. Um, and that's why I switched, but maybe it's a lot better now. Um, ooh, the actual Lee. Hello. WSL has made it much better. What's WSL? Rainbow polka dot. Color stripes or dots. So I've been trying to keep the rejected ballots orange to denote that they're rejected, but I do like the idea of using some sort of a pattern. I'm just trying to figure out what would be like a good like visual metaphor because I feel like part of ballot it makes sense that it's only partially filled. But then if it's rejected ballots, I was thinking that that's why it's not filled because it's rejected. But then then because of that, I'm not sure what to do with the other. Um, oh, Windows subsystem for Linux. Nice. Huh. Okay, I think I'm gonna end here. So I think I have the general layout for the story figured out, and I think it's really just figuring out this other part. Um, I'll figure something out. Hmm. Gilliam says he was so disappointed with the keyboard straight away after switching to Mac OS. To this day, I can never figure out what incantation props up to brackets or curly brackets. They don't show on my printed keys. I also know that so I also know that different countries have different keyboard layouts, or at least sorry, not different. Like what's printed on the keys are different. Because for my Mac, the brackets and the curly braces are like printed directly on the keyboard. So I don't think I've ever had that problem. Um, yeah. So I don't think the keyboard has ever been an issue for me. I think it really is the what I'm getting in processing power to the cost ratio that really bothers me about Macs these days. Um, but again, I'm locked in with my three Apple devices. Um, oh, the Spanish layout have more things crammed on the keys for keyboard. Interesting. Yeah, I whenever I try to use someone else's keyboard, there's like a few times when I was abroad, and then I tried to use someone's keyboard from that country, and I just would get so confused and I never knew this before, but like the keyboard layouts are different. Um, Ooh, Miha said, I found the no-code stream using Webflow fascinating. Made me pay more attention to Microsoft Power Apps. I wonder what Power Apps are. If Power Apps could be legit and make PCs a much nicer option. Super keen to switch to Linux ecosystems wherever possible. Meanwhile, using MacBook for many things graphical, image, and video processing. Will says, I bought a laptop in Ecuador one time and could never get used to the layout, drove me crazy. Fractatine says, found the switch from Mac to PC a lot easier than I expected, even after being on Mac for 15 years. Wow, I didn't know that Europe had so many different like keyboard layouts. Hello to Please Bro. Is it? Please Bro. Power apps are neat. Okay, so have a plan. I think I'm gonna publish this on next Monday, and then for today, I'm going to try and finish the story on campaign finances. I don't know if I can finish that today. We'll try my best. Um, I was supposed to get to that data set today too. Um, I wasn't able to. I have 22,000 rows of candidates for 2018 and I think 2020 at the state legislature level, and the money that the amount that they've raised, and for 2018 whether they won or lost. And I'm very very interested and curious because I want to see for those that for the candidates that were going for an open seat or were a challenger to an incumbent, the ones that won, how many of them had raised the most money? That's my curiosity. So we'll see. Yeah. Um, I've heard of Dvorak, um, but I never knew what it was. Dvorak layout? I've heard of that. Um, or other layouts for each culture. And yes, of course, we have a French layout that never took off. Did not know that. Um, okay, so wow, it is 12:30. Thank you for joining this Friday. I hope you all have a great weekend. And if you're in the US, I hope you have a great Halloween weekend. Um, and I will see you all next Wednesday after the election. Oh no, I'm getting so scared. I'm just like, I feel the anxiety coming up. Um, okay, yeah, see you after. Alice says that was really calming co-working. And then I was like, the election. And then Alice is like, OMG, dun dun dun. Yeah, okay, I will see you all next week after the election. That I hope turns out all right. Oh, thank you, Gilliam. Gilliam says to Alice, you have our emotional support. Hang in there. Bye bye. Thanks for joining today.